Look, I've always had a desire to understand more about the Indigenous communities and their cultures and how we could have a benefit in that journey. I didn't want it to be a box-ticking exercise. I see a lot of businesses out there that develop an Indigenous arm to their business for not the right reasons, I feel. And for me, the timing now with meeting Scott and his passion for his community probably really resonated with me and has created, it just felt right. It felt like I think I finally found a partner that we can have a meaningful impact in this space. Look, Scott's passion, what a passionate and articulate person that genuinely is already doing great stuff in his community. And when Scott and I got talking about what he currently does and the businesses he's involved in, we probably identified that there was a gap that might be able to be filled with what SCS do. Look, the benefit of having a national infrastructure already with offices in all states of Australia, state managers, account managers on the road, and that infrastructure and an already quite robust client base sort of means that for any startup business, it's always the biggest challenge is getting coverage. And so the fact that SCS already has that in place, it takes the pressure off a startup, an Indigenous business, having to front end all of that infrastructure and cost. The biggest thing is that it's going to be based on real outcomes for the Indigenous communities. The passion I have for this, and I'm very much a student of learning their culture, and I'm excited myself at the challenge of working and understanding the Indigenous community space and the challenges that they have through Scott and his wisdom and background. The cornerstone of what we're doing as an organisation is we're going to agree on a set of ways and measures that are transparent in direct benefit to the Indigenous community. We're not going to sit behind having an Indigenous-based business that gobbles up all of its profits, and when it gets pushed as to where are the direct benefits to the community, it's hard to find. I've been asked often, why has it taken you so long, and how long have you thought about setting up an Indigenous business? And I have had it in my mind for a long time, but for me, the most important part was making sure we created something real and making sure that I wasn't doing it to gain competitive edge or benefits in relation to opportunities that exist in the marketplace. So for me, it was reversing the why, and for me the why is to how do we develop something that creates meaningful impact in the Indigenous community that is transparent. Well, I think something that set us apart, and if you look at our 15-16 year of rapid growth from being Victorian-based primarily initially into being national, was that we set ourselves aside that we provide good old-fashioned customer service. For us, the customer comes first, and that is always the cornerstone of any discussion and relationship that we build, that we're here to make our customers' life easier and provide a service that is seamless and also consultative, and more so takes away the need for the client to have to worry about the things that we do. The biggest thing that's inspired me, and I suppose saddened me to a small degree too, is that as prevalent conversations are around the Indigenous community and their needs, that there's still such a big gap in relation to real support and real programs and real measures in place to see benefits to that community. So I suppose, if anything, it's fueled myself and Scott's partnership more around, geez, there's so much upside and so much good that can be done from a genuine partnership with purpose. Obviously, the commercials of any business is, I would love to sit here and say I give all our profits back, in kind to the Indigenous community and other corporate social responsibility pieces that we support. The reality is you've got to keep the doors open and you've got to pay wages and bills and operate. Do it for the right reasons. Do not enter into an Indigenous business or try and create an Indigenous business for personal gain or to profiteer in the commercial sector and take opportunities that are otherwise afforded to or look more favourably because you have an Indigenous arm. Because I don't think you're going into it on the right basis doing that.